I hope this ends the controversy and we can now move on to Super Bowl week. Not 100% certain it will, but I hope that it will end the controversy. I hope Drew Brees speaking out will calm the waters.
Well, I don't, because nothing is materialized from their outcry, from them being slighted in the NFC Championship game. You got to have something that materializes from that. So I wouldn't put my guns down. I just learned how to aim better and who to shoot. And you know what that is? That is going to come shots fired from the executive committee, which Sean Payton's a part of, before
competition committee.
Competition committee, by the combines. That's when you start to see this actually turn into something of substance. Right now, it's just a lot of emotion, and respect to them and their emotion. New Orleans was galvanized, obviously, by Hurricane Katrina, and they used a lot of that emotion to ride to a Super Bowl championship. This is obviously in a different lane, but make sure that you use all that energy to sum up to something greater. And I think that greater is going to come from rule changes. And it's good of Drew Brees to be that leader, to make sure his fan base understands that he feels their pain, and to make sure that everyone knows how much he cares as well. But this can't stop until something changes within the NFL.
Yeah, we can appreciate what he said. I mean, when Drew Brees says something, people listen. Right, even when he's talking about the NFLPA, he steps in, he says things because he can say things that other people can't. But he can't make this thing go away. This thing will never go away. He can make him feel better, but it'll never go away. In 10 years, Drew Brees is going to be sitting around, or he'll be somewhere in New Orleans eating with his family, he'll be out, and somebody's going to walk up to him and say, you know what, we should have had another Super Bowl. The people in New Orleans will never, ever let this go. And I'm saying that because I've had a situation when I was with the Chargers in 2006. I can't stop hearing about it. Oh, Marlon McCree should have went down. He should have took the knee, right? Yeah. People never let these things go so they can make things feel better at the time. And I appreciate Drew Brees and spending, him being a former teammate for one, but spending a lot of time with him. I appreciate him coming out and trying to make the city feel better. But until, like you said, Marcellus, until something changes in these rules, until something is fixed, the fans will never forget that this happened.
Look, it doesn't matter if something is changed or if something is fixed. The fans are going to feel this way regardless. Yeah. They can't replay the game. Nothing that they are complaining about, or rightfully so, is going to make them feel better. Even if they say, you know what, we were wrong, there's nothing that they can do. What Drew Brees did was exactly what he needed to do as a voice of New Orleans, as the leader of that team. He's going to make sure that his guys understand, look, guys, we may have gotten the bad end of the stick here, but we have next year to look forward. We can't bring this into next year and let it hinder us. We can allow it to propel us and do something about it. Similar situation in 2009, wild card game in Arizona. We lose to them in a shootout, 51-45, on a sack fumble touchdown where Aaron Rodgers' face mask gets pulled. No flag. But we understood the next year we missed an opportunity. It wasn't just on the officials. We missed opportunities in that game, and we ended up winning it all the following year. So kudos to Drew Brees. I think this team, it will refocus them on what's important, and that's just winning and taking advantage of every situation during the games when they're that heated.
All right, Drew is one of the leaders. He's not the only leader.
He is their leader.
Okay, be careful, because Cam Jordan went to the Pro Bowl and had a shirt on that said, hey, officials, can we see that T-shirt right there? Blow whistles, not games. So, Drew Brees, I know you posted that for the fans. You need to DM Cam Jordan and let him know, get on board. It's time to turn the page
but I
for
think
next year.
That's why Drew Brees had to make this statement, because he can't allow his teammates to be distracted and it hinder them moving forward. We understand this hurt us, and we were on the bad end of it, but it wasn't all the officials. We still had a chance defensively to stop them. So we didn't do our part altogether.
And I think what Drew Brees and what Greg is saying is like, hey, man, it's fine to have emotions, but what are you going to channel those emotions into?
Yes.
Right.
And Drew Brees is trying to say, let's channel it into next year, something productive. Let's not channel it into protesting at the Super Bowl, calls for Congress to get involved. Let's use our emotions wisely for good. That's the real solution. And it's about using it to propel yourself into next year, or you do run the risk of getting to the end of your career and not having that extra Super Bowl that maybe you should have. he's trying to turn it into a positive.
But why? They're not mutually exclusive. Last time I checked my calendar, February comes before August, right? So guess what? Before I see y'all in helmets, we can handle this smoke over here in the competition committee. We can go up to Goodell's office. We can do a lot of things in the offseason. I love when football players and athletes act like, man, you know what? I'm so busy. No, you're not. If you were so busy, why are you so good in 2K? Why are you so good in Fortnite? Why are you so good at all these games? You got time to handle all this, get your workout in, and still stay focused. There's a time and place for everything. This is the time to make sure they change these rules.
Here's what I think Drew Brees or Tom Brady, and this is certainly what I believe. One of the biggest pieces of fool's gold that goes on in America is that you can do it all and you can have everything. I don't believe in that at all.
I agree with you there.
I don't, but
I can do one more thing.
You know what? The one more thing might be, hey, man, it's the off season. Let me deal with my wife, my kids, my family. Let me deal with something more important than a tantrum over a game that's never going to be replayed. Now, again, if Sean Payton wants to go to the competition committee and they want to make pass interference reviewable, have that debate.
Right.
But all the T-shirts and all the whining and all this, let's put that to a side and focus on something positive.
But you know one thing I like about Cam Jordan, he's saying the truth. He's saying, on his T-shirt says what 85% of the people in New Orleans feel like right now. I know what Drew Brees posted and all this, other stuff because it's supposed to come from Drew Brees. We're talking about two different kind of leaders. That T-shirt that Cam Jordan wore is what 85 or 90% of those people will forever feel like in New Orleans. So I don't think nothing wrong with that.
I remind you, Whitlock, I own a house on the high road, but I rent an apartment on the low road. Can I go stop by the apartment every now and then and check on things?
Look,
that's
and
simple.
again, for a few days, throw the tantrum. But carrying this into the full off season and into next year, unless you're carrying it in a positive way and it's motivation, if you just want to sell some T-shirts, if you want to get carried away with your emotions and all that, people won't let you have, because 85 to 90% of the people most of the time are dead wrong.
Yeah, I'll give
it's
you
a
that.
small handful of people that actually do the right thing.